Have you ever found yourself looking around at society thinking, wow, there's a lot of lazy people. Like, they're lazy, I'm lazy. A lot of people are lazy. And it's not all the time, but it's most of the time, is what I've found out. And I have a quote from a man named Lardner. I've known what it is to be hungry, but I always went right to a restaurant. So what that's telling me is, when you feel the need to do something, you almost rely, almost all the time, on someone else to help you out with it or do it for you. And I think it's true in many cases. Now I'm talking about 3 key points that I think laziness and having others rely on you affect people. One will be kids and the way they think and act in society. One is when you're hungry and how fast food and restaurants have changed us. And the third one is how people are so lazy when it comes to opening doors, and they take advantage of what is meant for other people, like the handicap buttons, right? So first, let's go back to kids. Now, kids, it all starts by shaping their personality. It all starts within the first 7 years, I would say, which is the average of what doctors and philosophers think. And their brain speed starts out, you know, at a certain level right here. And like, let's say back in the 70s, right? Or Mr. Kirkland, their brain speed was around here, right? Because they had video games that weren't very fast, you know, like real low technology with that stuff. And they had to go out, they went outside and played, you know, ride bikes and stuff. But now the cartoons even have evolved to the point where it makes a child of today, their brain speed is up here, constantly, you know, going back and forth, bing, bing, bing. And that's with video games, TV, the way kids act upon each other. It's just, it all just builds like a big ball. And it makes them more lazy in the sense that their brain keeps going from one subject to the other, and they almost can't have the independence that kids did back in the day. They have to rely too much on people and teachers and all sorts of other things. Let's go to our second one here. When I'm hungry, I think, wow, what do I want to eat? You know, I should go home and make something. Or I could just drive through here. I think, like, pretty much everyone's done that, at least, like, well, countless times. But anyways, like, I'll probably leave here and get something on the way home and go eat it and watch TV, right? That happens way too much. Fast food. Oh, I'll just drive through here, $5, I'll have them do all the work. Instead of, and it's bad. It's bad for your body, it's bad for the economy. It's terrible. So, like, what I'm saying is, the restaurants are even corrupting it in a way that you become lazy and rely on them, to where you spend more money that way, and instead of shopping at grocery malls or grocery stores and going home and making yourself something to eat, you go to restaurants. That's enough about that. Let's go to our third one. Okay, we have all been in the hallway or somewhere on school campus and go to open the door, and the guy in front of you goes and hits the handicap button and goes, and squeezes through the door, right? No. Why can't he just, I mean, are your arms okay, or is he walking like this? I mean, he can easily push the door open, right? I don't get that. How many people, we've all seen that, I'm sure we've all done it once or twice too. But still, it's just, that's one thing that was meant for the handicapped people, or the people, you know, so that someone's got a broken arm, you just, you know, hit it with their elbow or something, you know, just people that are a slight bit challenged in a way that it would be hard for them to open a door. But all of us who have perfectly healthy limbs and everything, we take advantage and just hit it and, you know, walk through the door like, you know, we're some kind of king. That's lazy. So, what I would like to end this with is, by not being lazy and by helping others, and it reflects on other people, and it continues, and it's a big pattern, and it's a chain that goes on and on. All you have to do is be a little bit less lazy, and I think we'll all be okay.
Casey, it's easy for me to talk about your your speech pretty quickly because you used a lot of time, gave me lots of opportunities to evaluate things, and you did a very good job on everything. The attention device, you got a rhetorical question, it's okay. The thesis statement, you identify what the quote is, you've got an interpretation of it. I'm not quite sure how the interpretation comes from the quote, but you know what? That's not a big deal. An excellent preview. I thought your supporting material was very solid and thoughtful. You had some interesting examples, made them fun to listen to. Presentation, I think you could project your voice a little bit more. It's a big room. But other than that, I didn't really have any other problems there. I thought it was paced very well. You had good gestures. One other thing maybe you want to pay attention to, sometimes your eye contact seems to be more toward the front of the room or this side of the room, probably because that's where I am and where the camera is. Don't forget all of your classmates in the back. Make sure that you look at them a little bit more. And try and get the notes out of the topic out of your hands, because you do start playing with it in a couple of places. Toward the end, for instance, you're wrapping it up and snapping it. And yeah, exactly. If you can get it out of your hands, you don't have to think about it anymore. If you need to pull it back out of your pocket, for instance, so you can remember what the quote is right at the very end, that's okay. But otherwise, it does become a little bit of a distraction. Good job. Thank you.
Well, thank you.